yourself? Como se llama?
Antonio Montana.
Excuse me, no, I'm the Elite Cub guy. I was just making this little quick video. Wanted to talk about the Chicago Cubs, how everything's going. Cubs have not signed Darvish. I'm still waiting on that. Jake Arrietta has not been signed. This is December 23rd. We're still waiting to find out what's going to go on with those two pitchers. Hopefully the Cubs get one of those pitchers. I'm leaning more towards Darvish. The Manny Machado trade talk for Addison Russell, I think, is about to die down. Baltimore has come to its senses and says, we're not trading Manny Machado. Why would you? Keep him for that 1 year. He's stayed there with you guys for his career. He's going to want to sign back with you guys. I think it would be asinine if the Cubs were to, trade for Machado and give him another player and then bring in this guy for 1 year and then this guy leaves us. That would be horrible. I definitely don't want to see that. And as far as things go, their Scott Britton, or their closer in Baltimore, he messed up his Achilles tendon. This guy's out for the season. Scott Britton, I think his name was. This guy's a beast. And now the Cubs had been talking about acquiring him. Good thing they haven't. So maybe that will affect the Cubs going forward. They already have. They already signed that kid from Los Angeles. Brandon Morrow, and I don't know if they're going to slate him as our closer because Wade Davis still hasn't signed, and that's going to be really, it's going to be really interesting to see what the Cubs decide to do with that. As if you have not heard, as you know, Evan Longoria, the Tampa Bay, what was he, a third baseman? He was traded to San Francisco, and that's a big move. That guy was a stud in Tampa Bay. I was reading an article about him and how he was almost like the catalyst for this whole Cub deal to happen because he was the guy who hit a home run against Boston in 2011 that sent Theo Epstein packing from the Boston Red Sox organization, where he ultimately landed in Chicago. And as you know, Theo commenced to build his team. He built it from the ground up. If you think about it, he sold off a lot of players. He brought in a lot of young players. He had two managers before he settled on Joe Madden, and this is within a 5-year frame. And he literally did it within 5 years. And people, it was rough. It was a really rough transition. It was a real rough time. But the Cubs did it. And I'm happy to say that, we're still reaping the rewards of that. Last year we went to the playoffs. We almost made it back to the World Series. But I think even in the playoffs, even beating the Nationals, I felt like we were on fumes. The team really never materialized the way it was supposed to, and it was just one of those years where they were good, but they were just not good enough. There was other teams that were better. And almost, for my money, I almost thought LA should have won it all. They were really good the whole year. I don't feel bad for them. I really don't feel bad for LA. And I definitely want to see what the Cubs are going to do in 2018. And that's the thing that people talk about. Well, if the Cubs would not have pulled the trigger, like for getting Aroldis Chapman, maybe they don't make it all the way to the World Series. In baseball, you got to play for the now. You can't always play for the future. And you can't be a skinflint or cheap on your players because you think you're going to have these players come back every year, and that's not always the fact. And if they do come back, are they going to be able to produce the way they did the year before? And we definitely seen that that's not possible. I mean, you had Kyle Schwarber, who was injured the whole year, and then he comes back for that World Series, and he's a beast, tears it up. He's part of the reason why we win that World Series. And also, he comes back the following year, which was this last year, and he had an anemic bat. They sent him down for a little bit. He just never clicked on all cylinders. So his future is up and down. The thing he's got going for him is Theo Epstein loves him, but the thing is that he's got to play, and he's got to play at a high level, and it's a two-edged sword. You play at a high level. The Cubs might say, "Hey, look, we're better off trading you now. You have a lot of trade value now." And you're going to put us in position to win another World Series, which is ultimately what we want, And as far as things go, Cubs, the way they're built, in my opinion, they have their core foundation. You got your awesome catcher, Wilson Contreras. That guy's beast. The guy's a beast. He was on beast mode last year, and he's only going to get better. I love the kid's attitude. He's a positive force on that team, and he's got a rocket launching arm, and it's awesome to see him get people out at second, especially if you got a cocky guy who's trying to steal on the pitcher. Wilson Contreras guns him down every time, First base, goes without saying, we got our guy Anthony Rizzo, consistent, and he plays out the whole year. We got a core, man. You got second base, you got old man Zorbist, which, to me, he did what he's supposed to do. Hope, and we got other people in the wings. Let's see what happens. I'm still a Zorbist fan. Zorilla, he was awesome. He's the one that, got us going in that World Series, and he's got us going through, several times when he's hot, he carries this team. I love the guy. He's a good guy. I'm going to tell you I love almost every player, to be honest with you, so that's not going to be a surprise. At shortstop, you had Addison Russell. Addison Russell's a good player when he's healthy. Yeah. And the thing is, the natural situation that we would want, you have Javi Baez, who's been floating for a couple of years now. He's like your do-it-all utility guy. But to be honest with you, he's a middle infielder. He should be a shortstop, but he could play. He's very versatile. He could play second base. So because of his versatility, he's more versatile than Addison Russell as far as switching over to second base. So they're gonna use. I see Baez becoming a second baseman, and it's okay. He's got the glove to do it, but he could slide right into shortstop. And when he does, he gets going. He's a mago, a magician, straight up magician at that shortstop. Almost anywhere you put him. But I've seen Addison Russell really go out there and get it. He had some incredible catches the last 2 years, and he's still at that age where I think he's going to have a breakout monster year. I could see this kid hitting 25 to 30 home runs and carrying a good batting average. He's just that kind of player, and I don't see why the Cubs would even entertain the thought of trading him away, because they have 4 more years of controllability. Trade him away for Manny Machado, who they'll have him for 1 year, and there's no guarantees that he would come back. At third base, we have the incomparable Kris Bryant, who the beginning of 2017 said he had been working on some stuff with his swing, and he didn't hit 100 RBIs in 2017, which was quite disappointing, but he did have decent numbers. And I'll be honest with you, I love Kris Bryant. Don't get me wrong, man, but he's got to come. He's got to come with them numbers. He's got to have that lumber. That's what I think of Kris Bryant. He's got to be dangerous all the time. And he had moments last year. He had slumps. He didn't, his blue eyes ain't gonna open every door for him. He's got to be able to bring that brown bat. Those eyes got to be on that bat, and he's got to make those hits. So we'll see what Kris Bryant's. He's having this love affair with his buddy Bryce Harper. I don't know. Bryce Harper coming to Chicago. Yeah, it sounds like a big name, but how good is this kid? I mean, to me, I don't like to buy into the hype. Like, we bought into the hype 2 years ago when we signed Jason Hayward. Yeah, he's a Gold Glove outfielder, but his bat, we need a bigger bat than that. So bringing Bryce Harper over when you got some players that need to get paid, like I want to tell you, like Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Russell. You have a core in place, So it's going to be really interesting to see what direction the Cubs take. But I'll be honest with you, they got good players on that team, and they're right at that age where they should have pretty spectacular years. They've been in the league long enough. So if you thought 2016 was good, wait till 2018. 2017 wasn't bad, but I'll tell you right now, the Cubs had problems in middle relief. What did Theo do? He went in and addressed all the problems in middle relief. So I'm really comfortable with the way this team is looking. So that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. So that's something to chew the fat about. And also, don't forget to go to Cub Convention if you like my content, because I'm gonna be bringing a lot more content over the Cubs for the next season. I'm gonna be a lot more committed to the Cubs and to the viewers on this channel. So be committed to me. Like and share my videos. Comment below. There's tons of stuff. I'm gonna be doing giveaways. Like if you ever see me at Wrigley Field, come up, tell me, say hi, and I'll buy you a beer. Simply because We're baseball fans talking baseball, and that's what baseball fans do. So catch me here on YouTube or catch me at Wrigley Field, but make sure to stop by and say hi. Talk to you guys later. Bye.